we are here and live.
We are live on this
Yep.
beautiful Tuesday, which is the second day of fall. Finally, it is autumn now. Love that.
Me too. I've already done several fall activities, and the weather here in Oklahoma, although it's like 90 today, it still has that fall crisp in the air, so it's not like a summertime 90. And oh my gosh, I'm so happy about it.
Nice. Yeah, it's been in the 70s here, which is lovely, but in the evenings it's been getting down to, or overnight it's been getting down into the 40s. So,
Oh, shoot,
yeah,
that's
so it's
cold.
chilly,
Oh, that
chilly.
must be nice.
It is nice. It's really great sleeping weather for sure. So it's been nice. We're looking at a little rain coming later this week, but it's all good. So
Hmm.
we're so excited to be here, and we've got Karen joining us from Xero. So we're going to be talking about latest feature announcements and some of the amazing things that happened at XeroCon, or at least that were announced at XeroCon just a couple of weeks ago. So welcome. Really excited to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm excited too, although I'm not enjoying any fall yet because Arizona is 99 degrees today.
And
I'm
you
so
guys don't get
sorry.
any, do you get any of the fall foliage at all in
Uh,
Arizona?
yeah, we do, just not quite yet. Probably 2 or 3 weeks from now, we'll start to get like I have a fig tree, so it will fully do the changing colors and losing its leaves thing. So,
Nice. Yeah, I am at the point now where I'm raking leaves every day. So
Whoa.
I have a red maple tree in that overhangs one of the paddocks for the horses, and horses red maple leaves are toxic if they're dried up to horses.
mm.
So I have
Oh,
to make sure I get them out of
So you
there.
have to rake them.
I
Yeah.
have to rake them. Yeah. So
wow. Heather, David is saying that your mic is low.
it is.
Well, that's better, but I mean, it's
Is
almost like
it?
you have to lean
Okay. Wait.
forward the whole
Is
time.
that better?
Yeah, that's better for
I mean, I
me.
could try turning it up a little more.
Okay.
How's that?
Whenever you're that close to it, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know why it's like that. I have this connected to another computer and it works great. So not sure why it doesn't like this computer.
Well, it's a Yeti mic.
It is a Yeti mic,
Yeah.
and you're saying the volume isn't working.
Um, I don't hear a difference in the
I
knobs
can.
adjustments, but I
How
did
about
hear a
that?
difference. Yes.
Yeah. So I just turned the gain up. So okay.
Well, you
Love
gained a
that.
bunch.
I gained a bunch. So woohoo! All right.
Oh, it's
And
gonna
you
be
know
one of
what's going
those
to
kinds
happen
of
now?
hours, is it?
Oh,
When I
let's
do
go for it.
the Woodard Report podcast, it was funny because our producer he said to me at our last meeting, he's like, "Your mic is perfect. Don't touch it."
Oh, don't touch it.
You
Hi,
touched
Greg.
it.
Well,
Hi, Greg.
hopefully. Yeah, no, I'm seeing everybody say that your volume is fine now, so
Oh, good. I'm
you
so glad.
fixed it.
Excellent.
You got gains, Heather.
I've got gains. So good.
All right, so Happy Hour Xero latest features announcement. I'm excited. Heather and I had on our wish list to go to XeroCon,
We
but
did.
across some water would have been quite a feat that our calendars did not quite allow for. So I'm grateful to be able to have this happy hour episode so we can go through those features and know what is happening because in the tech world, so much is happening. And same is true here in the Zero land.
Absolutely. I one of the reasons that we weren't in Brisbane is because I'm expecting a grandchild and we're in the final stretch. Not like the final stretch, but in the final enough stretch that it would have been I would have been sad. It's my daughter's first child if I had been 24-hour plane ride away from her and she went into labor. So anyway, but I'm super excited, just like you, Liz, to have Xero spotlighted in this episode. So thank you so
Me
much for
too.
joining us. And with that, should we you guys know us. We don't need to spend any time introducing ourselves. So but we do want to introduce Karen. So Karen, can you tell us a little bit about your role at Xero?
Absolutely. Well, I'll actually tell you a little about me in general. So I am a CPA. I was in public practice about 15 years before moving into tech. Um, and so I actually spent 5 years with our competitor, who I will not name in this episode, before coming over to Xero about 5 years ago. I am the product specialist lead, which basically means I'm the subject matter expert that they go to when we're building strategy, when we're saying requirements. So I will give a spoiler for myself right now as an example, where basically when we decided, hey, we should probably think about 1099 e-filing. Well, how should we do it? Should we go with a partner? Should we build it from scratch? What should we do? They came to me and I helped them work out what would be the best option.
Hmm.
That's awesome. What a fun job.
I think it's
Love
really
that
fun.
job.
It is pretty much the most fun job a tax accountant can have.
Well,
And
we're
I
just
just realized I brought completely the wrong cup to this party. Sorry.
no worries. Well, I think
Well,
in
drinks.
just a few slides we have the drink, which I did make. I actually made this drink and it's really yummy. I actually snuck a taste of it too.
It's
So
I
beautiful.
didn't make it for this because it's only 1 o'clock for me. Um, but I did buy the stuff to do it later.
I love it. I love it. And Karen, I told you last time you were on a call that like I feel like you have a Meg Ryan smile. Like every time you talk or smile, Meg, you look just like Meg Ryan.
I love that so much. Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend. I'm gonna just introduce myself as Meg Ryan when people don't know
I
me.
think
It's
that
gonna be
you
amazing.
should because I love Meg Ryan. So that is a huge compliment for me. But yes, every time you talk, I'm like, you look just like Meg Ryan. So
Well, I find it a huge compliment, so thank
well,
you.
good, good.
I love that. And on here it says that you're with good company. You're an animal lover and a mom of three cats.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, that is so true. I do expect the tiniest one to join us at any moment. At his whopping 11 weeks of age, he does not stay still very long.
They're
Well, there
so
are
cute.
lots of animal lovers in the Appy Hour community and lots of cat parents. I was gonna say
I
moms,
love
but we
that.
have some cat dads in here too.
We sure
Okay,
do.
and my husband is such a cat dad. Oh my goodness. He'd never had cats before, and now he just carries them around with him. It's the cutest thing.
Aw.
I gained a cat over the weekend. So,
What?
yeah, I gained a cat. I have 5 cats now. I started with 5 cat. Well, no, I started with 3 cats. And then my mom took one home and it was returned to me this past weekend. So now I'm back up to
Oh.
5. I have 3 indoor and 2 barn cats.
I've had 5 cats before. It's a lot of cats.
It's a lot of cats. Yes. Yes. I think I've
The two of
earned
them that are
that.
out there in the barn, they have a job.
They're
Yeah,
not
they're
very good
working.
at they're not good at their job. They're cute, but they are
Maybe they'll get
not good
better.
at their job. No.
Uh, you just
No.
need to send them to some continuing education and they'll get
Yeah.
better.
Some team building.
I need to learn how a cat does the cat stuff.
Exactly.
I think that's great.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm going to move us along and say thank you to our 2025 sponsors and a huge thank you to our 2025 champagne level sponsor, Xero. And we have done several episodes where we focused on Xero ecosystem. And so if you're interested in Xero, you can go and check that out on YouTube. And today we're going to be doing the last of the series and close that out as we're talking about Xero updates. So I am going to say, here is that beautiful drink. And Heather, you have one that's, I think it looks better than the
You.
picture.
I did.
Um,
I even bought the umbrellas. I was so excited for this drink. So yes, I
See, the
have.
umbrella really makes it.
What's that?
The umbrella really makes it. It's
It
beautiful.
does. And I actually originally selected a pink umbrella and I said, no, I need a Xero blue umbrella. So I had to dig into the bag to get the Xero blue umbrella. So
Yep.
yes. And it is
Looks like
delicious.
it's cruise ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should be drinking
It's
that on a
very
deck
delicious.
somewhere.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to keep us going. So Xero latest features, and Karen, I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to pass presenter over to you. So stop share, and then you should be able to start sharing so that way you can guide us through the slides that you've prepared for us today.
Hopefully
Fabulous, I
that
see it.
will. Oh, good. So we use Google Meet at Xero. So every time I come onto Zoom, it gets a little weird. So, but I think we're there. Um, so anyway, so yeah, so and actually I saw, I think, a question about XeroCon 26. It has not been officially announced, but it will be in the US and it will be in a location that we have an office. So you can do a little Google search and figure out where that might be because it'll take you down to 3 choices. And they're all really good ones. So
It's like an Easter egg hunt. Where's it going to
a little
be?
bit, it gives people like a little project after the episode. It'll be fun. So yeah, so I am super excited to get to talk about our ideas, our purpose, what we did at XeroCon this year. I didn't get to go either, which was sad, but I was a brand new kitten mom, so probably shouldn't have left him, so I didn't. But really thinking about what we want to do, and this is why I came to Xero, was to be able to make things better for small businesses, their advisors, and their communities. And I think that that's so important. So thinking about our XeroCon themes, um, and really focusing on accounting. Um, it's really about just better bookkeeping for everyone. And that had so many launches. We have, for the US, over 700 new direct bank feeds. So if you've ever struggled with bank feeds before, they are getting so much better. We have so many new ones, and they are only top quality, super reliable ones. We announced, and I'm going to talk about this later, our new AI-driven auto bank rec. The thing I spoiled for myself before, 1099 e-filing. We didn't actually talk about that at XeroCon since it was Australia, and it turns out they don't do a lot of 1099s. But that's going to be one of our major releases for the US. An improved payments experience, and something else I want to focus on while we're here, which will be the updated dashboard and navigation. Thinking about our advisor-friendly AI, we'll talk a lot about our Jax Insights, again, that bank rec, and then Jax invoicing functionalities. And then finally, our really doubling down on our partners. So everybody who's on this call. We have a new partner hub that we're launching. We have new analytics with Sift, and those will be analytics that are embedded into Xero so that everybody can access them. So I'll start off talking a little bit about the new dashboard and navigation. So this is what we have today. You can kind of see it scrolling around. Every week we have literally millions of users who land on this dashboard. But it turns out that there's only about half of them that actually do something from here. Because we've heard, that the menu layout, it's not always the easiest to find what you need. It's not super intuitive necessarily. So we are launching a brand new navigation and homepage experience, because while we've been continuously updating this, we really felt like it was time for a complete overhaul to make all of those new features just a lot more cohesive and intuitive to use. And so now we're going to hope that I can actually play this video. We'll cross
Announcing
our
the beta
fingers.
release of Xero's redesigned navigation and homepage, with quick and easy access to valuable information and actionable insights. At a glance, see what's happening in your business and what needs to be done, so you can take action quickly. The refreshed navigation makes it easier to find what you're looking for and flow from one task to the next, with simpler labels, smarter groupings, and fewer clicks. Access key resources easily from anywhere in Xero. The right-hand panel lets you search, see notifications, get help, take action quickly, and use Jax, the new AI business companion. The redesigned homepage, what used to be the dashboard, shows you how your business is performing through a range of new and improved widgets that help you quickly see what needs to be done and promptly take action so you can get more time back. View key insights that support smarter decision making and choose the numbers and metrics you need the most. Show, hide, and reorder widgets and save the layout to best suit your needs. Get ready for a more intuitive, more insight-rich Xero.
Yeah, so that was way better than I could have framed it, which is why I stole that little video. That was actually, we actually played that on the main stage at XeroCon. But I am so excited for the new homepage because I really think it's going to make it just so much easier for users to come into Xero and just do what they want to do. And speaking of doing what you want to do, thinking about our Just Ask Xero and our AI experience, we are so excited that we are to announce a partnership with OpenAI. Through this, Jax will now be able to bring you answers from beyond your own business data, from all across the web, so that you can get trusted answers curated right in Xero without having to switch back and forth between tools.
Wow,
Uh,
this is huge.
Yes, yes, it is. I am just so excited about this because it will pull research from the broader internet, so you can integrate market trends, industry insights, and any other information that you might need to support your clients. So it's really expert level guidance tailored to your practice and your clients. And we're actually rolling this out right now in an open beta for all Xero subscribers.
So does this mean that you can ask more open-ended questions because it's going to be attached to OpenAI, and so it's going to have a broader database to pull the answers from?
Exactly.
So you would prompt the same way you would prompt in when you're in your Chat GPT account. That's a really
Yes.
cool.
Except you don't have to go to Gemini or
Right.
Chat GPT or any the one
It's
thing else.
embedded.
You can do it right here. And we'll talk a little bit later about how it's going to integrate with some of our analytics tools to be able to provide all kinds of really useful industry data that I just think is going to be so valuable when you're working with your clients.
You know what I really like about this? Now, I haven't seen it, so, little caveats there. But I mean, what I like about the idea here is we've all gotten pretty familiar with prompting ChatGPT. And so, a lot of the tools that I've seen, it's like there's a filtered list and it's like select from here what you would like to ask. And it's like, but my question is outside of that parameter, so I want to ask something different. And so being able to open up the chat possibilities and questions is really nice. And I think that most of us are really ready for that.
And I think that's actually one of the nice things about this beta, which, as I said, everybody who's a Xero subscriber can try right now, is that
Mhm.
we're really using it to learn what do people want. Because to me, the optimum is, yes, you have the freedom to ask whatever you want, but if you're not sure, that there
Mhm.
are suggested prompts and ideas for how to ask the questions right there so that you really get the best of both worlds. So that however your style of working with AI is, you can do it right inside of Xero.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I am absolutely delighted with this. And it's just the start of a lot of really amazing and impactful AI features that we are building into Xero, frankly, all over the place. And so, to that note, one of the things that we're also working on with AI is making it faster and easier for customers to, one, learn about their outstanding invoices, but then also pay them so that it's easier to send reminders that they can, that you're then your clients' customers can see all their open invoices in one place and pay them all at once. That's
Okay.
been long a pain point. We say, well, you have 3 open invoices and you have to send 3 separate reminders and then make 3 separate payments. That's not easy. That's
Mhm.
labor intensive. So really thinking about how do we make this easier? That's what we're trying to do.
That one feels like, oh,
It
finally.
does.
And
It's
that's
such a
how
good
I
one.
feel about it. Just that idea of really saying, how do you, instead of just AI sort of throwing up all over the product. It's where does
Mhm.
it actually make a difference to genuinely make your life easier?
Yep. And I
Right.
think that that's a really good point because there's a lot of people that are like, okay, yes, we hear the buzzword AI, but it's like, if it's not useful, what's the point?
Yes, that is so true. You know, we always are thinking about like integrations with other products, and we see so many companies come to us say, we have this AI thing. And so often it's AI for the sake of AI. And we really
Right.
want to say, what is AI that will really make your life easier, faster, better?
Yep.
And I think that's so important.
While
Intentional
paying
AI.
invoices. Mhm.
Intentional AI, I love that. Yeah, and we know how painful it is to chase payments on invoices. So
Oh,
we
for
said,
sure.
hey, that's a great place to start because it will genuinely save people time.
Absolutely.
So we're also doing some other really cool things. This is our new client file summarization. So you can basically ask for an update. So this is a way for your team to just almost instantly be up to date on a client, maybe that they haven't worked with recently or haven't worked with at all. Or partner in your firm who, they get all the credit while you do all the work. uh, Says, hey, here's a way for them to get caught up instantly because it automatically pulls and summarizes all kinds of key information, their financial data, any tax data, notes, and it gives you this really easy to read summary.
Mm.
So, and that's been one of the things
Really
we've tested
cool.
with our user group, and they say it's another one that genuinely makes their lives easier. So,
Well, people read in bullets. Whenever I think about even speed reading classes that I took, it's like you
yeah,
take out the keywords and you leave out all of the fillers. And so this makes it where it's a whole lot easier to digest the necessary information instead of trying to filter through all of the filler type words.
And
yes, exactly.
I love the client overview. That's a place where, that is the information, especially if you're new to the firm, to be able to
Mhm.
get that information really quickly is love this. Love, love, love.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
love that because otherwise, how many places would you typically have to go with in a client's set of files to get all of this information, pull it
Exactly.
together? Lots
Exactly.
of screens, lots of places. And we said, what if we can just do that for you? So I thought that was great.
Hmm.
And that's the same concept of thinking about SIFT. So we acquired SIFT last year. We've talked a lot about that announcement. But really, what it does is it brings next generation analytics right into Xero. And if you're a Xero partner, you can actually gain access to SIFT as part of all of your business edition subscriptions at no additional charge. It is just included. So definitely try it out. SIFT is still available as a standalone, so you can use it with other accounting platforms as well. But the reality is, the best stuff is where it's interacting with Xero. That's where it's going to be more seamless, faster, and we're going to be building the coolest, best visualizations and features.
Well, and I was just throwing in the chat that this was a partnership that was announced, and it was like, ooh, there's been a whole lot of curiosity. What is it going to
Yeah.
look like? How is it going to feel? Because SIFT has been around for a while, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
people, even in this chat room, that like SIFT, and their clients. Once you get used to a tool, and especially if it's able to do all of the things that you need, you stick with it. So this has been something that I've been excited to look at.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. So, as I said, it is available now. If you're not seeing it in your business edition clients, talk to your account manager and we'll just make sure that it's turned on for all of your clients so that you can try it with everybody. And we will be building, we are in the process of every day we are working on adding more functionalities powered by SIFT into Core Zero.
Cool.
So, it's going to be a really cool journey that we're just at the beginning of.
Karen, are you guys offering training on how to use SIFT in this feature? Is there help articles and things that people could leverage?
There are help articles. I believe we're also going to be doing some of our own webinars around SIFT now
Right.
that it's more generally available. Because yeah, we do a whole series, especially towards year end, on how to use our product for various tasks. This is definitely one of the things that we'll cover in some of those webinars.
Wonderful.
And if you don't see it on the schedule, let me know and we'll make sure that you get connected to the right stuff. And so another thing that's going to be really cool is when we're integrating Jax and Sift into this Q&A analysis tool. So what it's going to do is it uses your own data to deliver these rich insights. So it takes all of that really complex information and you can turn it into simple answers that you can just turn around and give to your clients. You don't have to take really technical jargon and then turn it into something for your client. It's just going to be ready for you to go. So I think that's going to be a really cool thing also in that really conversational format. So again, you can ask the questions you want to ask in the way that you want to ask them.
I like this. I mean, I feel like this particular integration here is what so many of us have been looking for to
Mhm.
be able to interact. And there are some tools out there that are doing this and they're getting a lot of attention because, again, it's all about having flexibility to deliver the information that your client sees valuable. And once you learn that from your client, you can create those types of repetition whenever it comes to here's what my client wants to know. So here's the prompt that I'm going to create. So
Right.
on a weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, whatever it might be. It's like this might be the type of information that if you were in the travel space and you had travel clients, the things that you might want to be able to ask, what's my seasonality? Should we increase
Right.
rates? Those are the kinds of things that you can get really specific that a regular flat reporting tool wouldn't be able to get into, but something where you can really dig into looking at the trends and what specific areas of interest. That's where I feel like the advisory piece that we've been hearing for years actually comes into play.
I absolutely think so. And really the idea behind this is allowing advisors to meet their clients where their clients are. There are clients that are very sophisticated and want to see beautiful charts and visualizations. And then there's a whole lot of clients, they just want a straightforward, easy to understand answer. And this lets you give each client what they're actually looking for. And I just
Little
think that is
bite-sized
so
pieces.
powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So I think that that's great. And that actually leads into one of the things I'm incredibly excited. This is probably one of my favorite things, is this new ability to use anonymous data from all of our Xero businesses to create industry benchmarks that you can now access via Jackson Sift. So it'll let you see where you are ahead of the curve for your industry, where you have other opportunities to work on, and just provides really clear insights that will help businesses improve their performance.
And this is one of those areas that I'm like you. I think that there's there's power in having knowledge because you're able to say, oh, well, if I'm not trending the same way that I'm thinking about golf cart clients. I've got a couple of golf cart clients and they're located in similar areas, but if you were to look at their financials side by side, oh my gosh, they're very different. And so for
Mhm.
them to be able to compare themselves to learn from that is really helpful. One thing that I will say is always a question is, sometimes I get asked, can you turn these kinds of features off? So if you didn't want to feed information, is that an option? I know that it's anonymous, but is there flexibility
So
here?
I believe so, but I will check and then we can get back to everyone on that. I mean, I'm sure, we've done a lot of webinars with you guys and really, I think, security and data privacy is just so core to Xero that we
Mhm.
very much take care to build those kinds of things in, but we will verify and confirm that for everybody.
Fantastic.
So moving on to there, and I keep saying this is my favorite thing and that about like everything because I'm just genuinely so excited about all of these different functionalities that we're introducing this year. But this is a big one. This is our auto bank rec experience. And again, this is powered by AI. You can sort of see how it's working on screen, where that tedious work of matching what's in your bank feed to what's in your file, your invoices and your bills and everything else, it's just going to be able to do it for you so that you don't have to do all of that manual work anymore.
Wow.
We have been working on this. It's a big team that's been working really hard for a long time now. So this is going to be just huge when it comes out. And yes, I'll talk a little bit more about how it works in detail. So this is really going to be a much more simplified experience um, that is just a whole new generation of our bank rec. I think it's going to just be so amazing so that you have just so much less busy work to do. And because it's using AI, it's going to learn from what you're doing as you do it so that it will get better and better over time.
I like the call out to the busy work because this is not the value add. Really going
Yeah.
back to where you could ask questions and drill down on what your client is really needing is way more valuable than the compliance piece, which I bank recs are compliance pieces. So anytime that you can speed that up and have improvements, I think that it's a
Yeah.
win for everyone.
I absolutely agree. And if this is something that your client does themselves and then you're having to review, well, having it be easier and faster for them, and frankly, also more accurate, just makes
Mhm.
your review work or your say quarter end or other period end work that much easier. And some of the things I think are really important is that we're really make prioritizing transparency over what our AI is doing. I feel so often that AI is sort of a black box where you're just saying, oh, it did some stuff and hopefully it got it right. And now we firmly believe that it's getting it right, but we want you to see what happened. We want you to see what was done. So everything that we have is going to show you the status of how it was reconciled. Was it done automatically by AI? Was it done based on a bank rule that you have? Or did you do it manually so that you can see what you did? Or, if you had, say, a newer staff working on this and you're coming in to review, you can then focus where your energy is most valuable on whatever you care about most, whether it's checking on what your staff did or what your client did or anything else. So really allowing you to have that control while still taking advantage of the automation, to me provides, the greatest value.
I think that Catherine added into chat a piece that makes me want to call it out. So she was saying compliance can be an important, in legal accounting. Really any place. I think that it's important to be able to go back through and the audit log, including who did it, and the who could even be the AI who did it. I think that really does help to be able to identify if there's an error or if there is even if you want to celebrate the wins, it's like, how did that get accomplished? What was the speed? Well, we can go and look
Mhm.
at what was increased. Earlier in the month, we were able to get through all of our reconciliations by this point in the month, and it was because of having the AI help. So I think that that's really good.
Exactly. And so one of the things that you can see that we call out is of the number of transactions that you're looking at, how many of them were handled automatically and how many did it leave for you to deal with yourself. And we do expect those numbers to go up over time as the AI learns from your actions. But yeah, really being able to measure the amount of time and effort saved, I think is really valuable.
That's
Absolutely.
a feature that's built into some of the bookkeeping apps that are out there, is it tells you how many transactions were handled with tech and then how many still needed to be dealt with manually. And that actually, for us, it was an indication of how much time were we as people spending, and did we need to maybe reprice a client? Like if there's a whole lot of manual pieces that go into that client, maybe handwritten checks. That's still a thing in the US.
Yeah.
It's whatever the case might be, being able to have some awareness of
Mhm.
what is taking a lot of time is important. So I like
Yeah, I
those
think
kinds
that's
of
great because,
analytics.
yeah, if this was telling you it could only automatically handle 5 of them, you say,
Mhm.
hey, what in the world is happening outside of that? And also, what I think is really important in this space is that the automation lives alongside your bank rules. So if you have a client that's really quirky and they have lots of split transactions or things that need to be handled in really specific ways, you can still do that because those two systems will peacefully coexist. We're not saying, oh, you aren't allowed to have bank rules anymore. You have to do AI. You get to use the right tool for the job you're doing, and you get to decide.
So you have some control, options and control.
Options and control. We don't want to tell you how to do bookkeeping. I did a lot of bookkeeping and tax for a really long time. I don't want somebody to tell me how to do it. So I sure don't want to tell other people how to do it. We can give suggestions, we can make it easier, but you get to be in control of your own clients because they're your clients.
Absolutely.
And we do also want to make our actual accountants' lives easier. This is something that's a big change for us. I don't know if for anyone who's not experienced with our accountant experience on Xero, very honestly, at this moment, it's not amazing. It is fragmented across sort of 5 different products for client management and user management and all of these different things. And so every time you want to do something, it opens up a new tab and now you're swimming in tabs and it's not ideal. So what we've done is completely reimagined that partner experience into what we're calling the partner hub. So it's going to be a single unified solution that's really going to help build value for our partners as we go forward. And I'm really thrilled about this. And again, we're going to build AI into it where it's appropriate, and just provide the visibility and control to our accountants that they really need. But I think it's great because, yeah, instead of 5 products, it's one, all based on a single source of truth in an easy modern interface, which is such a difference. And we're still working on it. I mean, we're going to be launching this very soon, but it's going to be a continued work in process where we're going to be adding like something called the tax manager. So for everyone that you do like sales tax and 1099 for, you're going to be able to at a glance look at this status and what's going on across all of your Xero clients in one place, custom tailored to the US. So that's going to be a pretty amazing improvement. So,
Mhm.
and so that's all of our updates. It's a lot, but things that I'm really excited about. And so I do want to promote our partner program. It's a really great program that we're constantly reinventing. And it's easy. You can go to our website. You can literally just Google Xero partner program and it will take you there and you can sign up. We do very personalized service. You're going to get contacted by a human. They will help you get onboarded. They'll look at your workflows to really say, hey, this is the best way to deploy Xero for your firm to improve your workflows, save you time, serve your clients better. But it's a great program. And as we talked about before, we do webinars. It gives you access to all of those, all of our accountant specific tools, things like that. So it's pretty great.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and launch a poll. I think this is a good time to do that. So, let me go ahead and launch this one. So, which of the new Xero features excites you the most? Is it the new navigation and homepage? Is it the Just Ask Xero Jax AI Insights, the Auto Bank Rec, the Partner Hub, or others? And if there are others, just throw them in the chat, please. But thanks, everybody.
Ooh, we can see these answers coming
We
in,
can, yeah.
and there's a lot
Jax
of AI
is in.
interest.
Mm-hmm. And the Partner Hub is coming in second
Oh,
as well.
good. I like
And the bank reconciliation.
I like that telling me I don't get to vote, which is probably good because I would want to vote for all of them.
Awesome. We've got we're just gonna leave that up for like another 15 seconds. If you haven't had a chance to vote, please go ahead and do that. Well, this all looks really fantastic. I love the partner hub when you're showing that I like seeing everything in, you know, in one place.
Yeah.
And, you know, you guys picked the right things to be looking at, right? The billable hours for
I'm
people
glad
that
you feel that way.
and even if, you know, you're not billing by the hour, I'm assuming the billable hours are the time tracking that your team has done on per client. And
Yeah.
that really gives you insight into, you know, your productivity and your profitability by client, right? So I just think those are really, really great metrics to be keeping an eye on. I'm going to go ahead and close out the poll. So thank you. And then, oh, I'll go ahead and share those results. So Jack's won with 39%. And then we've got the auto bank reconciliation and the partner hub tied for second. Then we had the new navigation and homepage. And then the others, I think Deborah shared have metrics. So that's awesome. And then
Great.
we had another poll here about automation. And this one's really interesting. Oops, I have to close that first. Oh, thank you, Liz. Thank you. What did I do? So this one is, we're just curious. What is your biggest barrier to adopting more automation in your practice? So as you are going through and you know, thinking about automating, what are the things that are really kind of hitting home for you? Is it cost? Is it training or staff readiness, data security concerns, or I'm not sure what's out there? You know, I think one that I would expect to see here, Liz, that we didn't include is the time, is the change management piece of it,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Is the slowing down to speed up, which I think is a huge one. So,
I
and I
put that
think
in
that
the
kind of
training
falls
and
into the training staff readiness, but
the,
you know, which is definitely number one. But I think I hear that from folks that I'm just too busy. I'm just
yep.
too busy, and it's going to disrupt my current workflow. But you know, I definitely am somebody that says if you can just slow down to learn about the automation and put some of these in place, the ROI is going to be pretty big. So I'm going to go ahead and end that poll and share those results. So yeah, so staff training and staff readiness, 53%, 100%, that change management piece, right? Getting people on board, making them, you know, getting them to adopt the changes. And then then we had, I'm not sure what's out there. That's a good one. That's why
Yep.
you're on Appy Hour, which we have an exciting announcement about something that's going to be happening in Appy Hour towards the end of well, in a month or so. I don't want to say towards the end of the year because that seems like too soon because we're kind of facing it.
But
But
it's true. No.
it
It
is.
is. We're knocking on the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And cost and data security concerns were tied at last, which which tells me that we have kind of we've really come over that adoption curve, right? Because that's usually what people are really kind of concerned about is what is the cost going to be, what are the data security. So I think that we are on the other side of that adoption curve, which is nice. And then I have
Yeah.
one more poll and then I'll stop polling you guys. So
Okay.
would you like to learn more about Xero? So would you like to know more about Xero? Would you like to have somebody reach out to you to learn how to get signed up for their partner program? I'm just going to leave that up there for a minute as well. And if you haven't signed up for the partner program, it's free. And they have the certification program and training, special events. They did the Xero Roadshow this summer, which I was absolutely thrilled to attend two of those roadshows. I went to Austin and Chicago. And then Karen is sharing out a link to some other events that you could be attending to.
And actually, since you mentioned the US road shows, if we have any Canadian listeners, we're actually going to be on the road doing road shows in Canada in October,
Oh, that's
Wow.
wonderful.
with October 1st in Vancouver, October 8th in Toronto, and October 28th in Calgary.
Wonderful. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close out that poll. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's it with the polls. I promised. I promised that I would I would stop with the polls, but those were great.
I think it's great for information purposes. And we have a couple of open questions here too.
Great.
Yeah, so Jane was asking a question about SIFT. So is SIFT available within Xero or standalone on all business plans or just the established plans?
It is available, the inside of Xero is available on all business edition plans.
Good to know. Okay, so if you're a Xero user, then you have access.
Yes.
Okay.
As long as you're on a business edition, the partner edition plans don't, because those are those more limited, like ledger and cash book, that don't have as much functionality in general. That's, the simple like end of the year write-up kind of work where it just isn't as applicable. So it's not available in those plans.
Makes sense. And then William's got a question about training resources. So his question is, when it comes to the updates, are those updates with the new training resources available now, or is that something that's coming?
We're always introducing new ones. So that link that I shared has all of the ones that are scheduled and upcoming. But we also will take feedback. If there are things that people are dying to learn about and we don't see it on our list, let us know. I mean, I can't promise that we'll show up and do it, but typically if people care about things, we will do everything we can to make sure that people have the resources to learn about it.
And I mean, I also think that training is often seasonality too. So
Yes,
as
there's always going
you're
to be seasonal things. Like obviously it's gonna be the end of the year. We're gonna do an update on our new 1099, and that's gonna be a focus, which is no surprise to anyone, in like October, November, December. We wouldn't do that in May because nobody wants to think about 1099s in May. I
well,
mean,
you should, but I get it.
I mean, you should. Well, you want to think about W9s in May, just not preparing 1099s.
Right.
It's funny. My husband and I, we were doing some house repairs, and so we were making lots of trips to the hardware store, and he had to listen to my whole rant about being 1099 ready. Start early, and you cannot wait to the last minute. And it means that if you prepare now, that January is much more enjoyable. And I was like, and I have a January birthday, so I want to enjoy my January birthday. And so he's like, why are you talking about this now? And I'm like, because we're doing fall activities. And I was like, and included in accounting and bookkeeping firm fall activities is getting 1099 ready.
It is. It is getting
Yes,
1099
yes, it
ready.
is for sure.
Well, and the easier that it keeps becoming, the more that we are able to take off some of that lift from our shoulders that is really heavy if we do wait until January. So do it now. And one of the philosophies that I have is November and December, just like you don't want to be engaging in hard stuff with your clients during the holidays, they don't want to engage with you. So if you do it in October, you still have your
Yeah,
clients' attention
That is
before they
wonderful
start
advice.
going into holiday mode.
Absolutely.
that is so
Wonderful.
true.
Yes. Absolutely. I know when what I always recommend and always did in my firm was we just wouldn't pay a vendor unless we had the W9. It was just the way you
if
work it into your workflow. And
if everybody was like that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you do that, then it's easy.
I love that philosophy.
Yes.
And yeah, and it definitely helps to have, built into your workflow. This is the way that we do it. And every
Yes.
year it's like, this is our routine. And so he got to hear about an hour long. It's time to prep. It's time to, it's time to be thinking about it. He was just like, why? But it does. It's like those of us who are so bogged down in January activities, it's like that, we can avoid some of that behavior. We do not have to spend 60, 70 hours at our desk a week in January. We can
Mm-mm.
be proactive with good tools and good processes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Here,
I
here.
completely agree.
All right, I'll climb back down. So Sarah put into our chat the Xero events and webinars, including SIFT webinar links.
Oh,
So
perfect.
thank you, Sarah, for making those available. And for all of you, YouTube is the place that we've got all of our long form videos. And I will say, Heather and I are doing some cool new things. So we're starting to create some video shorts. You will see those now on Facebook, but soon those will be posted over into YouTube. And so it's going to recap and bite size our
Mhm.
highlights from episodes like today.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody's attention spans, we want it now, we want it to be pertinent and then to move on. So that's really the approach that we're taking, is to create those shorts and reels. And so you'll
Mhm.
see those kind of sprinkled throughout social media.
Well, I love that. That's so fun.
It
Yeah.
is fun. I mean, everybody kind of wants a little bit of bite size, say hi for the day,
Mhm.
and then, you move on.
Awesome.
And
Well,
again, we want to say thank you to our sponsors. Yeah, Heather, go ahead.
yeah, no, I was going to thank our sponsors.
Oh,
Super,
sorry.
we're really grateful. Upcoming episodes, I will be live at Intuit Connect. We'll see you there. And then on November 11th, we're going to be doing GPT Showdown, Chat GPT versus Copilot. So, Liz is going to be team Copilot, and I'm going to be team Chat GPT, and we're going to go head to head. And starting on November 18th, we are going to be kicking off a brand new Happy Hour series, the Accounting AI Technology Showdown. So we're going to be, every episode will be highlighting a new AI forward technology, uh, which will be doing essentially a deep dive into how are they incorporating AI into their product, what are the features, and it's going to be really exciting. So if you have AI applications that you are interested, or AI powered, I should say, applications that you are interested in, digging into, please do let us know in the chat. You can send us an email,
Mhm.
or send something to us through our website. So we're really, really excited about that. It's going to be really fun to get in and start really learning what each of these AI powered solutions is able to do. And this is going to be moving really rapidly,
Mhm.
which is exciting. So I think that it's, I keep going back to what I heard from Ali K. Miller at Digital CPA last year, has stuck with me since last December, is that today AI is the worst that it will ever be. And so every time we see something new, it's going to be better and better and better. And it's super fast.
It is happening fast. And, sometimes
Mhm.
I'll have people who will say, just like with any application, I feel behind. I don't really know where to begin. And I would say this is one of those very unique time periods that I would say you can choose slowly right now and kind of take some time to research. I believe that everybody is doing a lot of AI updates. So you can digest what's out there. You can really pay attention to, learn how to prompt, do some things that are some of the AI basics to figure out, and even look in your firm. While we've got the next, few months that are months that a lot of times I think accountants spend on internal processes. Look right now, what is it that you would like to improve? That's kind of how we started in our firms, like inside the bookkeeping. What were we, as a team, what were we struggling with, and what did we want to have a better tool for, a better process for? And so we started to do research in that area and take this time to really do that. And it's okay if you haven't chosen that solution yet, because it's a process, and there's so many updates that I think that very rapidly we're going to see some new players, we're going to see some new options that are on the table. So figure out what it is in your side of your firm that you need first, and that showdown is going to highlight a lot of those different tools. So whether it's
Absolutely.
AP, AR, it's like we've got a lot of different solutions that we're looking at,
We're really excited.
industry specific. So lots of good things to come in that showdown. Heather and I are really excited about the kickoff of that showdown because really, I would say the GPT showdown is really the start of it. And so Heather and I are going to lead that piece. And co-pilots, I was really excited about that tool. And I would say that ChatGPT just continues to build out amazing features. So the biggest thing with Copilot is it being inside of your enterprise Microsoft solution. If you're using Microsoft, there's some cool things there with functionality, but otherwise, I'm excited about that episode and all the ones that are to come.
All right. Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much, Karen. This has been amazing. I'm really excited about all the new features and really, really looking forward to having our friends at Xero come back on Happy Hour soon. This has been an incredible year and we're really excited.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to wrap up a little bit early today and give you guys 5 minutes of your Tuesday back. But really great to see all of you. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.